God-sized problem, he can solve them. There's just some problems only God can fix. If there'll be some moments that just don't make sense. I've seen it happen time and time again. There's just some problems only God can fix. Oh,
there's just some battles flesh and blood can't win. There'll be some moments that just don't make sense. I can't see it now, but I'm still convinced that there's just some problems only God can fix. Not by power, not by might, but by the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living God. Not my battle, not my fight, but by the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living God.
the Spirit taking care of that problem. He's taking care of that problem. Oh,
I've seen a breakthrough that I can't explain. Oh, and I found the healing hidden in my pain. I know a dead man that was once on the grave. I've seen some breakthroughs and I will again. Not by power, not by might,
come on.
but by the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living God.
Not my battle.
Not my
Not my fight.
by the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living God. By the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living God.
My fortress, my refuge, still a strong tower, still a strong tower. My helper, defender, still a strong tower, still a strong tower. Oh, someone let the people know anything is possible. No weapon will prosper, still a strong tower, still a, you gotta, come on.
My fortress, my refuge, still a strong tower, still a strong tower. My helper, defender, still a strong tower, still a strong tower. Oh,
For the name of the Lord is
still a strong tower, still a strong tower.
I find my safety in him, he is
Still a strong tower, still a strong tower. I know where to go. I know where to go. I know where to hide. I know where to hide, my hiding place. He's still a strong tower. He's my hiding place. He's still a strong tower. He's my hiding place. He's still a strong tower. Still a strong. He is my hiding. I know where to go. Oh no, he's my hiding place. Oh no, I know where to go. He's my hiding. Oh, I'm safe here. Oh, he's my hiding place. Hiding place. Hiding place. Hiding place. He's my hiding place. He's a hiding place. I know where to go. I know where to run. It's my hiding place.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, say it one more time. It's not by the Spirit, Spirit of the living, not my battle. By your Spirit.
By the Spirit of the living, Spirit of the living.
You may have an incurable disease in the room. Sounds like a God problem. He can solve it. You may have something that you can't figure out in the room. Sounds like a God problem. He can solve it.
He's on it.
I've got a God problem. He can solve it.
He's on it.
One more time. My fortress, my refuge, still a strong.
Strong tower, still a strong tower.
My helper.
Defender, still a strong tower, still a strong tower.
Oh, someone let the people know.
Anything is possible.
And no weapon will prosper.
We're still a strong tower.
One more time.
Still a
He
strong
is
tower.
my fortress,
My
my
fortress,
refuge,
my refuge, still a strong tower.
I know.
Still a strong tower.
my helper,
My help,
defender.
defender, still a strong tower. Still a strong tower.
Someone let the devil know.
Someone let the
Tell
devil
him
know.
that he's-
Tell him that he's gotta go.
My
No
weapon
weapon will prosper.
still strong. It's not by power. Come on, it's the last time singing. Come on, sing. But not my battle. It's not my fight. Spirit of the living God.
Sometimes I fall to my knees and pray. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break, but I'm holding on to a hope that won't fade. the day you return and heal every hurt and right every wrong. Oh, we need you right now, Lord. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come Jesus, come Jesus, come. There'll be no war, and there'll be no change when Jesus comes. Let today be the day. It's come for the weak and the strong just the same, and all will believe in the power of your name. And come Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return and heal every hurt, right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come Jesus, come Jesus, come. One day he'll come and we'll stand face to face. Come and lay it all down, 'cause it might be the day. The time is right now. There's no need to wait. Your past will be washed. Rivers of grace. Come Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return. Heal every hurt, right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Yeah. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come Jesus, come Jesus, come Jesus, come.
I don't know if this, yes, it is working. I did it. I finally did it actually right this time. God bless you guys. Hopefully you guys can see me. Yeah, you guys can see me, hopefully. Yeah, I did it right. For the first time in forever, I actually did it right. Wow. I did it right, guys. I hope you guys are proud of me. God bless you guys. Hope you guys are having a great, blessed day. Hopefully you guys are staying safe. I think I'm going to start the program like that from now on. Yeah, I normally just start it like that. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing safe. Hopefully you guys had a great day. and a blessed day and a safe day. That everything just went good. Everything that hopefully just everything that you guys did went good. But yeah, we are here again on a Thursday. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's cool that we're doing this again. I think I said this last time, but I think it's really cool that we're doing this again and restarting, or kind of just doing it again and restarting up the old program, because I did miss it. It was something that it was pretty fun to do every Thursday. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes good. If it's God's will, it'll go good. God willing. But I'm trying to see if the music that I'm playing in the background is too loud or not too loud. It doesn't sound too loud. I think we're good. But yeah, go see you guys. I think what we're gonna do is play a couple more songs. Just kind of get into just play a couple more songs, and then probably what we're gonna do is just I think what I'm gonna be doing for like most of the programs is just kind of go over the message that we did on Wednesday, and just kind of just say what I got from it and just what we talked about Wednesday. So let's play a song, and yeah, I'll come back to you guys here in a little bit. So yeah, enjoy the song.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. And if the stars were made to worship so loud, I can see your heart in everything you made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. And if creation sings your praises, so will I. God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, no syllable empty or void. For once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. When as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath, evolving in pursuit of what you said. And if it all reveals your nature so alive, Chase down my heart through all of my failure and pride.
I did. I did.
On a hill you created, the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die.
They only think it's me right now.
And as you speak,
What?
100 billion failures disappear.
Oh.
Well, you lost your life so I could find it here. And if you left the grave behind you so alive, I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. And if you gave your life to love them so loud, like you would again, I hope.
Jesus, have your way in me now. Come on. I open up my heart to you. Yeah. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. Do what you can. Jesus, have your way now.
Bye-bye. See? Did I do this wrong? No, I got this. Hey, I got this. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. I don't have really much to say, but I'm sorry. You can say one word, I guess. Yeah. As what I was saying, I saw that I had an open mic. So yeah, that was fun. Sorry guys. Luckily, thank you guys for saying that I had an open mic. Thank you. I saw that very fast, and then I fixed it, so we're good. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I figured out what I needed to do, or what I need to do, so we're good. We're good. We're good. So yeah, like how I was saying earlier, what I want to do for like most of these programs is kind of talk about the message that we had Wednesday, and just kind of go over it on how, like, what I got from it and just what we talked about, just so you guys can, or for the youth listening, they can kind of have like, a reminder of what we talked about, or if there's any adults listening or just brothers and sisters from the church, they can hear what we kind of talk about on Wednesdays and everything. So yeah, I don't know if you want me to like announce like you being here. You probably heard in the open mic too, this person. But you're probably gonna hear it, like their actual voice, but this person's here, and I don't know if you want me to like, no. Okay. So we have somebody here to like fact check everything that I'm gonna be saying. I normally need somebody here. Like last time I had Felicity because I needed somebody. Excuse me. I needed somebody here to fact check everything that I was saying. So yeah, we have somebody here. I'm not gonna say who, but we have somebody here. My gosh. But yeah, let's get started, I guess, on what we like, our message basically. So we normally don't have titles, but this time we actually did have a title, and the title was The Blessing. And I think it's kind of, you can kind of figure out what it is from that. But so we kind of started, huh? Oh, this person said you can't. Okay, well, the title was The Blessing. So what we kind of started off with is kind of like just talking about like, just like how sometimes just days are tough. The days are some days just can be tough, right? Where you wake up and you're kind of in that like little rut, and it's just like, don't really want to do anything today, and just kind of going through that, like, just not really wanting to do anything, like just like, I don't know, yeah, kind of not wanting to do anything, and just struggling, right? The devil's just putting just thoughts in your mind of just like defeat, basically. So like your mindset just starts thinking, okay, I'm already defeated, right? And like you, not mostly, but like a big time or a big part like of when you are going through those are like on church services, like on days that church is happening, right? And we're talking about like sometimes it's hard to try to come to church because of these ideas and these thoughts that go through your head and of just defeat. And then we just kind of start talking about that, and then we start getting into he asks us, well, if we know who Jacob is, right? And we're all like, yeah, he's the father of Joseph, right? This person's giving me weird faces, and try not to laugh. But he starts asking us like,
Can you unmute me? Can you unmute me?
Okay.
Can I?
Oh, you are unmuted.
Hello?
They can hear
Hello?
you. They can hear you.
Hello?
They can hear you.
Hello?
They can hear you.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
They can hear you. They can also see. Nope. They can see
Hello?
you. Yeah. Oh.
I just wanted my voice to be here.
Oh. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Cool. So he asked us, do we know who not Joseph? Sorry. If we know who Jacob is, and we're like, Joseph's father. And then this is one thing that it took me a little while to figure out, but he asked, is his brother? Then I was like, it took me a little while to figure it out, but it was Esau. We actually not that long ago, if those who are in the, what is it called, JLRV Academy?
Mm-hmm.
No, is it Academy?
Yeah, university.
If you guys are in that, we actually just got done finishing the book of Genesis, and that was what we kind of finished on. The was it Jacob and Esau?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this wasn't like uncommon for the kids and the youth, because most of the kids are in that university too.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really uncommon for us to hear this, but it was also just good to hear it from Lorenzo's point of view, because he also did bring in like stuff that he got from basically the story of Jacob and Esau. So we start off just like reading, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was in Genesis, I think 25:19, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's right on, but
say it again.
Genesis 25:19.
Is what?
I think that's where like we started reading from. If any of the youth can fact check that, just to make sure I'm saying that right. Janelle, mostly Janelle. Janelle will remember, or if anybody else that. I have it down, but I have my phone plugged in. Yeah, if any of the youth can fact check it, if I'm not mistaken, it started in 25, the chapter 25, but we start reading like right when Jacob and Esau. Yeah, Genesis 25, 22 through 34 is where we read. Oh yeah, sorry, Jenna, I forgot you weren't there. So this is another reason why I want to do this, just so people that weren't or couldn't make it to class can hear this. So hopefully I'm doing this right, so I can actually give you what we talked about. So yeah, as what Sarah just said, Genesis 25, chapter 25, 22, verse 22 through 34 is what we read, and that basically just starts off right when Jacob and Esau were born, and it just again it starts talking about the birth and how I forgot the not Elijah. Wow, I was gonna say Elijah. Wow, that's really bad. Gabriel, help me out here, please.
Yes.
What is the wife or the mother's name? What's her name?
You know how I remember this?
How?
From a TV show.
Okay. Is it a TV show that I used to watch?
No.
Oh, okay. Let me put the camera.
You've never seen it once in your life.
Okay. Oh. Jenna already said.
What's the name?
Rachel. I've seen it. Okay, thank you, Jenna. It talks about that how Rachel was basically. She wasn't barren, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she couldn't have kids.
Right, barren, right?
Yeah.
That's the right word. Nice. She was barren. She gonna have kids, and it talks about how God, or I think it was God, right? It was an angel, right? It says God. What am I mistaken?
Huh?
Again, that an angel. I think it was. This is where I need help.
Okay.
I think it was an angel that kind of. No, wait, was it?
Are you sure you're not talking about Sarah?
No. Cause she hears that the oldest is gonna roll over the younger one. How did she hear that? If I'm not mistaken, it was from looking at the comments to see if anybody said anything. If I'm not mistaken, it was from an angel. Cause I'm not gonna. I think it was from an angel. I can actually play the recording real quick, so I can hear it to see if I'm actually.
If you're correct, huh?
If I'm correct, because I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly, so none of you guys are like, that was wrong, and then you guys get all this information wrong, basically. So let me see if I can find this. Oh, okay, so I was wrong about the younger one is gonna rule over the older one. I said it backwards. Sorry. But yeah, let me see if I can find the part where it talks about how Rachel found out that the youngest one is gonna rule over the older one. Searching real quick. Let me just. Yeah, 25. I was right there. Sarah was right. Trying to hit this real quick. Let me check this real quick. Sorry, Gabriel, you want to say something real quick? Just give it a little.
What do you want me to say?
Well, I'm just trying. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. To see if I was right, because I.
Oh, okay.
Gabriel.
What do you want me to say? Oh, Tristan, you had to have your facts ready, Tristan.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, we were listening to it in the car, but
Tristan.
totally forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Totally forgot.
Tristan?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say anything?
Well, I can't honestly find that.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, continue.
I
Go.
might have
Okay.
not-
Okay. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I might have not gotten it on actually the recording
know.
that I had
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I just might have not actually got it on the recording for some odd reason. I have no why. But
I mean, just what the Lord said to her.
yeah, basically what Walter,
This is what the Lord said to her.
the Lord said to her.
Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you. So yeah, what Gabriel just said, the Lord. Yeah, it didn't really like say anything about an angel, but it did say that the Lord said to her that again, what Walter helped me fix, that the youngest is gonna rule the oldest, and yeah, thank you Walter for helping me out there, and Gabriel, thank you. So yeah, so we kind of started talking about the basically the life of Esau and Jacob, right? And then we started talking about a little bit. I'm not gonna go too much into like Esau and Jacob, but I'm gonna go into like what we mostly talked about. So again, we started off talking about Jacob and Esau, how Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, and how Jacob basically lied to his father to get his blessing, or Esau's blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not gonna really talk too much about that, just because that's not what we really talked about. We kind of just skimmed through it just so we can like get like a foundation of like who's Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
So then, right, the whole that whole fiasco with Esau and Jacob.
Fiasco
With Jacob and Esau happens, right? Esau wants to kill Jacob, right? That whole thing. And then Jacob flees, and then he goes and works for his uncle, right? Works for his uncle to marry his daughter. Forgot her name too. Again, names, not the best one. But he was going to marry his daughter.
What was the daughter's name?
Wow. I was just going to skip through this.
From another movie.
Really?
This is a movie, not a TV show.
Again, names to
Princess.
me. Huh?
Princess.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, I
No
guess
problem.
your name was Leia. That's very interesting. I
Pretty
totally
sure.
forgot that. I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right. So we're gonna say her name's Leia. Just
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
we're right about that. Because again, Jacob wanted to work for his uncle for, or I think he was his uncle, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well,
We're wrong.
he wanted to marry Rachel,
Yes.
but he married Leia.
Wait. He married another girl. Or wait, what?
Tristan,
He married a girl named Rachel?
you're talking about Jacob.
Yes.
Jacob married two ladies.
Yes. One was
He
Leia.
worked 7 years.
Yes, and he worked
He
another
married
7.
Leia
Leia.
first. She was the oldest.
Oh.
The uncle tricked him.
Yes. And then he married another girl.
Rachel.
The one that he actually wanted to marry.
Rachel.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we were, alright, yeah, we're kind of right. So, he works basically 14 years for his uncle, for
What's Jacob's mom's name?
Rachel.
Rebecca.
Oh. Wow. That's where I was confused. That's what confused me. Yeah. So basically what Walter said, he was tricked into marrying the oldest, then married
Who
the
is
youngest.
Jacob's dad?
Jacob's dad? I said Elijah, but
Isaac.
I was close. It was the same beginning of the name.
All right.
All right. But yeah. So, Jacob works for his uncle for 14 years. The uncle tricks him into marrying the oldest one, and then Jacob was like, okay, I actually didn't want to marry the oldest one, so he works another 7 years to marry the I don't think it was the youngest one, but the one that he actually
The
wanted
youngest.
to marry.
Well, the youngest of the two.
Oh yeah, the youngest of the two, because he wanted to actually marry Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens, right? He marries Rachel. I think we skipped to that part, right? Then we go into like basically what we wanted to talk about in the I don't know if there's like a really like a title for it, but the like normally what people hear it from is like when he fought for the blessing, right? Like that's kind of like how people, like if you guys ever heard the story of when Jacob fought for his blessing, and people normally understand like, oh, like we know what he's talking about, right? So we start getting into that part and how just kind of like I'm gonna kind of say like, because most of you guys know what that was about, and how Jacob basically fought what it says in the Bible, the face of, or what he saw was the face of God, and he basically fought Jesus basically, and he fought until he basically, it says that he didn't let go of Jesus until the sun rose up, right? And then Jesus was like, okay, this is what basically, because I'm not saying like word for word, but he basically said, okay, like it's already sunrise. And then that's when he pops, or not pops, but that's when he was it not? Does it say blow or?
Huh?
He breaks his
It pops out of the socket. Yeah.
pops out his socket. That's what I was trying to say. He pops
Tell
out
me,
his
please.
socket.
For what?
Hip socket,
His
right?
hip.
And then again, because
His hip becomes out of place, pretty much.
yeah, basically, just I didn't really say it the best. Basically, what Garrett
Can
said.
you hear my mic?
Say something?
Can you hear my mic?
You have to kind of be a little closer.
Can you hear my mic?
There you go.
I'm gonna do it again.
But they could hear you, like.
Can you hear my mic?
You're good. But yeah, basically what he was saying, and how
Yeah, you
his
can hear my mic.
his socket, or his, oh my goodness,
His hip
hip came out of socket.
just came out of place. Yeah, just say came out of place, just so you can be correct.
Okay,
just say
came out of place. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. His hip came out of place, right? And then that was kind of just, and I never really thought about it, like, because it just never came across when I've been hearing this story. But like, if Jesus wanted to, he could just end it like very fast. Like he could have ended that very, very fast, right? That whole little fight, very, very fast. And it's kind of crazy to see, like, he was kind of, and it's kind of cool, like, to see this, but like in most of the stories in the Bible, like, you can see something happening for a long period of time, and at the end it's like, this is why it happened for a long period of time. And it's kind of cool. Like, if you really like see like the stories in the Bible, you'll see
What
that.
did Jacob say when
Okay.
they were wrestling? The sun came up, and what did he say? He said the man saw that the sun was coming up. And he said, "Let me go." He's like, "The sun's coming up."
Yeah, and then he said,
What did Jacob say?
until you give me your blessing, I'll let you go.
Mm.
So again, that's basically that whole little, like, when somebody.
But something pretty big happens there
What do you mean?
when they're wrestling. After he gives him the blessing,
Explain.
he changes Jacob's name
Oh, really?
to
I did
Israel.
not know that. We did not read. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
That's where his name changes to Israel.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't
Pretty
actually
crazy,
know
huh?
that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, kind of going back to what I was saying, like, it's kind of cool, like, to see, like, and I don't know, like, if you've ever seen this, Gabriel, like, in like stories in the Bible, where like something will go on for a long period of time, and then at the end, like, God is like, okay, this is why I had this go on for such a long period of time.
Yeah, there was a reason for it.
Yeah, and I think that's like kind of cool, because like in this story, right, you can see like he fought until sunrise, right, and then he got a blessing, right, and it's kind of like, okay, he's fighting, right, because like you never know like what went through Jacob's mind, like,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, like, and this is something that Lorenzo was talking about, like, you never know what went to his mind, like, oh, is this Esau that's trying to kill me, right, or
Mhm.
is this my uncle trying to kill me, right? Or is this anybody, like somebody that Esau paid to kill me, right? So like you never know what truly was going through.
Well, during that moment, he had received all those messages that Esau was coming.
Yeah.
So like he knew that Esau was on his way over there,
To talk to him.
and he
basically.
sends everything that he owns
Mhm.
across the river. He splits up his like camp.
Mhm.
He's like, well, if Esau's gonna get us, that way he doesn't get all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, like you never know like what was truly going through like Jacob's mind,
Mhm.
and like who's coming after me or who's attacking me right now. So like again, like, but again, kind of what we were talking about, kind of why we got into the whole Jacob, like talking about Jacob, is because we were talking about that part, right? The fighting for your fighting for a blessing, right? Fighting for your blessing. And then we kind of start going into like talking about, again, this is, I kind of forgot where this was at, but you guys know the story about the girl that touched the hem of Jesus, right? That's like a famous story. Again,
I don't know
I'm
the
going to
story.
explain it, but I just don't know where it's at. I think it's you can find them in the Gospels.
Okay, that's pretty good. In all the Gospels?
Yeah. Can you? Where is that?
You tell me.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because the Gospels kind of are like series, you can say, of Jesus's life. You can kind of say that. But again, we kind of going into like the same like fighting for your blessing. We start talking about the girl that touched the hem of Jesus, right? And it talks about how she was basically had a blood issue, right? That she couldn't stop bleeding, basically. And it talks about how she fought for a blessing, and she crawled. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Sarah, thank you. She says Mark 5 through 25, or Mark chapter 5, verse 25 through 34. So so that's where you can find that little story of the woman that touched the hem of Jesus.
You want to know something cool?
Yeah.
Just a quick side note. You don't have to put the camera on me.
I'm putting the camera in.
Okay. So something that's pretty cool is, like you said, yeah, it's in the Gospels. It's not in John. Okay.
Oh,
it's
really?
in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And
Oh, it's not in First John, or you said
it's not in John.
Oh, at all?
You know.
Oh, that's crazy.
But each 3 of those versions say something
Totally different.
not totally different. They both talk about the girl, but like
it's different.
there's different
perspectives.
And like I think it's Matthew that gives more detail. It talks about
really?
like how many physicians, how long. Like, do you know how long she bled for?
12 years.
Yeah. And so it talks about like how many she gave all her money.
Yeah.
She wasted all her money. She didn't get better, but she got worse.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretty crazy stuff.
That's crazy. And you said that in Matthew, it talks more into detail.
I think it's Matthew, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. But again, going from somebody that fought for her blessing, right? Imagine like 12 years of just like not being able to figure out.
You want to know something even cooler?
Go on.
So back in the day, things were a lot different back then, right?
Yeah.
So like diseases and stuff like that were handled differently.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a disease, you were
Basically an outcast.
an outcast. You were pretty much separated from the whole group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so for her, they saw her thing as a disease. So she was
An
outcast.
Mm-hmm.
So she was with the lepers. She was out there not allowed to be in the city.
That's crazy.
And they actually had restrictions. So like if you were found in the city, you
You'd
had to
be
stay
killed.
a certain amount of like distance away.
Yeah. Or
right.
you would be killed.
Or they could kill you, they could stone you, they could do whatever.
Yeah.
And so you think about it, like this lady finds out that,
That
Jesus is walking through, and she thinks like within herself, like,
She has to
if
fight.
I go through here, like most likely I'm gonna die because they're gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So she was like risking it all. Like she knew she was gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it didn't work out, she was gonna die.
Yeah. And
But
it's kind of
she-
crazy. Like, you could probably think that Jacob thought the same thing. Like, if I don't fight, I'm most likely gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, I'm most likely not gonna
Yeah.
make it out if I don't fight for this. If I don't try to fight, I'm not gonna make it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of like say like they both had the same mindset in like, well, I don't have any choice. I just had to do it, right? And I think that's what kind of showed God like, okay, like this person kind of showed them that God kind of showed them respect, right? And like, okay, this person actually wants this, right? This person's actually wanting to draw power, right?
Yeah.
Because like again, like another thing that I always think about when talking about the woman that touched the hem of Jesus, right? And I if I'm mistaken, my dad and my uncles always kind of gave this like analogy of like Jesus is here, right? In the what's it called? The sanctuary, right? When we're worshiping, right? And Jesus is here, but who's gonna draw power from him, right? Who's gonna? Because you can again, people that were around Jesus at that time, right? Because in that story, Jesus says, "Who touched me?" Right, and explains like, okay, Jesus says, "Who's touched me?" And then the prophets say, "Well, Jesus, there's thousands of people around you. Everybody's touching you, right?"
Mhm.
And then Jesus goes on and says, "Somebody drew. I think he says drew power, right?"
Yeah.
And again, there can be so many people around Jesus, right? Because there's people in the sanctuary, but not all people draw power. Not all people can touch the hem of Jesus, right? So like you think about it, like, are you gonna be that person that draws power? Are you gonna be that person that touches the hem of Jesus, right, and draws that power? Or are you just touching Jesus, right? Or are you just around Jesus, right? Or are you gonna actually fight for that and touch him and touch the hem of Jesus, right? And I've always thought about that, like, I gotta be one of those people that touch the hem of Jesus, right? I gotta be one of those people here that touches the hem of Jesus, right? And actually notices, like, okay, this is holy ground. This is, and
Yeah, because I mean, like you were saying, it says that there was a crowd of people around him,
Yeah.
right, and that they were all. This is like they thronged themselves
Yeah.
on him, meaning like they squished him, right? They were
Yeah.
like pushing against him, bumping into him, and like nothing happened to any of those people.
but that
Right.
one person
But that one girl, with the intent that she had,
to draw power.
it changed.
Yeah. And again, like, you never know Jacob's mindset, right? You never know if he had that same mindset of, like, okay, like, I gotta draw power from this, right? I'm not gonna let go of this dude until he gives me my blessing, right? Until he gives me that blessing. And it's crazy, like, that's like, and you see the outcome of those people, right? Like you said Jesus changed his name to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You see how Israel in the future became, right? He has the son Joseph.
Well, you think about it, Israel
It's true. Wow.
became Israel.
I never thought about that. Wow.
That's kind of where it starts. Right, from all
We
that,
need
from
to
that
pause
one
for a
point.
second.
Huh?
See, we need to
Pause for
a second.
effect.
Pause for effect. Wow. I didn't actually think about that, but that is something to think about. Yeah, after him changing his name, basically the tribe of Israel started, right?
Do you know who, never mind, I'll let you go.
No, you gotta
Go ahead, go for it.
you gotta explain now.
Talk about it later.
Talk about it later.
Yeah. Ooh, birthdays.
You can't just do that. Okay, I guess not. But yeah, like, you could see the outcome of the people that fought for that blessing, right? The girl that touched the hem of Jesus, she got healed, right? She drew that power from Jesus. And then Jacob, he got his name changed, and then that started the whole, the tribe of Israel, right? And it's just crazy to see, like, that kind of shows you, like, it's kind of like a smack in the face, like, okay, look, like, it's bluntly telling you,
What?
fight for your blessing. Like, you gotta put in your work to get out something from Jesus, right? To pull power from Jesus, right? You had to put your 50 cents in to pull out
Yeah.
something, right? And it's kind of crazy. Like, I like it because it is so blunt, right? It's so just, like, basic, right?
I would say, like, a really big thing, because it's hard sometimes,
Mhm.
right? It's hard to have motivation.
Mhm.
Like, right now, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
Right now,
You look tired.
I'm very tired.
You look tired.
But, like, for you even to do this, you wake up 6 in the morning, even earlier, right? Sometimes. Like, it's hard to do that, right? And they say, fight, keep fighting. But, like, also, too, like, another form of, like, having the the strength to fight
Mm-hmm.
is knowing what God's done in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to find motivation sometimes. And so sometimes just you alone just saying, I got to keep fighting. Well, yeah, what's your motivation?
You gotta find your why.
You have to have a why. You know what I'm saying? And so for you, just if you were just to say, well, I got to keep fighting. Why?
Mhm.
How? How do you keep fighting? What's your purpose? What's your goal?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
always gotta find that. Like,
You have to have that
finish line.
reason. Yeah, you have to have a reason.
Mhm.
You know, you have to have a reason to keep fighting. And I think a big part of that, or a big thing to use in that sense is, like, the things that God's done for you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because God's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for all of us. last night I was teaching the big kids, put some respect on their name. You know what I mean? So I was giving them the lesson, and I talked about the lady that washed Jesus' feet.
With
Right.
the perfumes.
Yeah, she brought her
Finest.
huh?
Her finest.
Yeah, yeah, and
Well,
so
the-
but there's a name of the box. Box. What's the box, guys? Anybody who's out there, if you can say what the box was called, you're gonna get a bag of chips this Friday. Ding dong dong, ding dong dong. What's the name of the box?
What's the name of the box, guys?
What did they call the box that the lady had that washed
Her-
Jesus's
Basically, her
feet.
perfumes in.
that carried all the most expensive perfumes? What was the name of the box?
What was the name of the box?
Does anybody know? Wow, nobody. This is sad. This is sad.
Libby says, "God bless you all today."
Libby, that's not the answer, Libby.
That's the answer.
But we'll take it. God bless you too. You don't get a bag of chips.
But you get
What
God
was the
bless you.
name of the box? What did they call the boxes that carried all the
Oh,
finest?
man, I'm not gonna say that.
What does it look like? Be not afraid.
I am afraid.
Ooh.
Is that right?
I think Aunt Libby's getting a bag of chips tomorrow, guys. No, Aunt Libby, stop messaging.
No,
Stop,
no.
stop.
I don't
You
think-
got it right in the first one.
I don't
The
think it was-
alabaster box, okay?
I don't think it was the second.
She got it. Don't just delete that comment.
I don't think it was the second
We're
one.
still giving you the bag of chips, okay?
You still get that?
Yeah, the alabaster box.
Okay.
And like, it's tough teaching the big kids sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's hard to keep them. What's it called?
Focus.
Yeah, focus and into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to come up with little ideas of like, getting them to be interactive with the message. So one thing I like to do is I like to break the story down and make it like a play. That's what I like doing. So what I do last night, I had my boy Joseph. I had Joseph and Braden on the beat, right? Because then I gave him a little. This is the way I did it. I was acting like I was Jesus when I was walking like this, right? And then we were out there, and then there was this rich guy, like a mayor, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, the mayor came up to Jesus, right? And he was like, I want you to come have dinner with me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then they were like, dinner? And I was like, yeah, dinner. They were going to go chill. He was like, I'm throwing a party at my house later. You're invited, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then Jesus goes to the party, and I was like, at this party, like how parties go, guys. They're like, well, there's music, and there's people talking. I was like, exactly. So I was like, Joseph, Braden, drop a beat. And they're like, so they
Okay.
were doing a beat,
Okay, cool.
right? And then I was like, all right, I think I had Ray and Elijah do like background talking. So they're like, and then Ray did a pretty good laugh. He was like, it worked out pretty good.
Wow.
But like I would use stuff like that.
Mhm.
But anyways, we just kind of talked about that, like, and this lady that cleaned Jesus' feet,
Yeah.
was crying, washing his feet with her hair, and using all her perfumes and ointments on his feet.
Mhm.
And the guy that had invited him, didn't do that, right? And it was customary for someone like when you invited him into a house,
Yeah.
you would wash their feet.
Mhm.
And that guy didn't wash Jesus' feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this lady, and I told him, I was like, imagine that we were having a party, right? I was like, and all of a sudden there's this lady on the floor crying, washing somebody's feet. That's pretty weird. And they're like, that's weird, right? And I was like, that's weird.
That's weird.
But like, you think about it, like, man, this lady's in a very,
Tough.
not so much tough, but like, she was grateful.
Mhm.
She was grateful for what God did in her life, and forgave her and and all those things. And this guy who didn't see those things, he didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
He didn't even care. You know what I mean? And he
Mhm.
looked at the girl and he's like, what? This girl's doing this? And why would Jesus let her touch his feet?
Yeah.
Like, does he not know who this girl is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's that mindset of being grateful.
Mhm.
It gives you purpose. It gives you reason to fight. So if you find yourself struggling to fight,
Finding why.
you gotta not so much find your why, but you gotta really lean on that.
Mhm.
You gotta take that and hold on to it
Yeah.
because it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, going with the day. There's stresses. There's all these stuff that happen, throughout the day, and life is not easy, and it gets harder as you go by. So you got to really lean on to those reasons, that why. You know what I mean? Like, just like that lady. There's who knows the type of day that lady had.
Yeah.
Like, really sit down and think about that now.
Yeah.
Like, this was actually a period of time. Just like you had a day today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your day consisted of whatever, waking up in the morning, doing this, doing X, Y, and Z until now, right? That's what that lady's day was like. She woke up, she did X, Y, and Z. She lived a normal life, and then she found herself at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like,
but you gotta think, like, some people come to that point, right? And then they become like that guy and doesn't do anything about it, right?
yeah,
And then, or you could be like this girl and does something about it, right? And
Yeah.
like, takes that opportunity of her day to do that, right?
and like you're saying about like Jacob and them, like they're fighting for their blessing.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting for those things, but another form of fighting is just like being grateful.
Yeah.
Because one way to get the enemy's gonna make you feel like nothing really goes your way.
Yeah.
The enemy's gonna make you feel like everything's kind of terrible, and you might not be having the best day, but man, you're still blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
And
realize it like that.
You gotta hold on to that, because like I said, you see that lady's heart, and nothing else mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what type of day she had.
Yeah.
Man, think about it. They didn't got no AC back then. That was probably a hot day, So she was like, it was a hot day. I've been cleaning, been doing laundry all day. Who knows what this lady had going on, right? People didn't like her in the town. People were probably spitting on her. Probably, you never know, right?
Yeah.
But she finds herself here in this moment, just washing Jesus' feet.
Crazy.
And so it's like, I don't know. It might be hard,
Yeah, you gotta think about that. Like, again, like you said, there's different ways to fight, and there's different ways to like, kind of get over that. Like, the rut that you're having, right?
Mhm.
Because again, you can get over it by fighting, right? Like how Jacob and the girl that touched the hem of Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
or you can fight it by kind of reflecting on what God's done for you.
And that's why I think it's like really, I mean, we sing for the church, right? And we play music for the church. That's why I think a really big opportunity is worshiping God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the opportunity that that we have every Friday, every Wednesday, every Sunday is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would even say it for myself, I take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just show up and I just play my music and I'm just ready to get home.
Yeah, you kind of just check in and check out.
Yeah. And that's shame on me for thinking that and feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, that's an opportunity that I'm there in front of God. Just like that guy was there in front of Jesus at the party. He didn't even wash his feet, And I'm in front of God, and I have an opportunity to just, like, give him my all in singing and lifting up my hands. But sometimes we can't even lift up our hands.
Yeah.
And, for the youth that are listening out there, I mean, that should be pretty shameful for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That should be shameful for anybody who's listening, right? Because, like, you have an opportunity to praise God, to worship God. It's not, this lady had to physically get on her knees and wash Jesus' feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she did that. The lady had to crawl through a crowd to literally just touch his hem.
Yeah.
Jacob had to wrestle, like, all night.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And we get to come into this house with AC on, with people that we know, and we don't even lift our hands up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we're living. That's not good.
Yeah.
And again, I know it's like, well, you don't understand my life. I get it. I don't understand your life, but I do understand that God's been good to you.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how your life looked. You're still alive, so God's been really good to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you have an opportunity to praise God, to worship God. You don't have to sing the loudest. You don't have to sing the prettiest. You don't have to do whatever. But, like, are you actually praising God? Are you actually worshiping God? Because that's huge.
Yeah.
That's a huge way of fighting for your blessing. And if not, the enemy's already winning because you let them just, like, keep you shut up,
Mm-hmm.
and keep your hand down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you already give in to what the enemy's trying to do, but keep you quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you want to have victory and if you want to fight for the blessing, it's as simple as just like raising your hand tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be interesting to see who does it. You know, because not many of you guys do it out there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do it, and that's not right. So we
Yeah.
got to really make a change here.
Yeah, and again, coming from somebody that's barely starting, like kind of playing in the band, like I could say that I do. The times that I do sit down, I don't probably raise my hand enough, or I don't sing enough, or I don't clap my hands, or anything like that. So again, that's something that everybody hasn't done. So again, kind of what we talked about Wednesday is kind of going over. Again, that's why he named it the blessing, because talking about fighting for the blessing, right? We never really did get into what you guys talked about, but that is also something that you gotta kind of consider in different ways of fighting for that blessing, or different ways just to fight to be in the presence of God. So yeah, that's kind of what we talked about.
Wow.
Was it Wednesday? So
Wow.
I think I found the perfect song to end.
Really? Tell me about the song.
It's called El Manto de Rey.
Wow. What does that mean? El Manto de Rey?
I actually don't know. So I'm actually going to try to figure that out before. Let me see if I can figure that out, just so we can.
The mantle of the king.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah,
You
I know.
actually-
That's what it means.
You actually figured
Do you know what that mantle is?
the hymn.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is actually my favorite song.
This is his favorite song.
The Mantle of the...
King.
Oh, wait, yeah, I didn't translate the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
The King's Mantle, basically. That is actually why I like this song, because it goes over basically
Yeah,
the
the
story
story.
of the woman that touched the hem of Jesus. So yeah, I think we're gonna end on this song. Hopefully you guys like this. Oh, sorry.
I think it'd be cool if you like do these segments,
Mm-hmm.
but like you come up with like some cool like facts about it.
Yeah, I could for sure do that. Again, I think it's something that I can eventually start doing, is kind of just adding my 2 cents to it, like getting facts on the people's names or stuff like that. But yeah, that I can do that. I think that would be cool too. So again, we'll see how next Thursday goes. We'll see. And again, I'll probably talk about what we talked about Wednesday, but again, I'll probably go into a little bit more detail and find a little bit more facts about it, just so you guys know a little bit more facts about it than what we learned in class. So yeah, well, God bless you guys. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow during church. And again, like we talked about, tomorrow again, you might be struggling with what you struggle with the day-to-day like coming, but try to fight for your blessing. Try to fight for that presence that you can be with God, basically, that you can come to church with like an open mind, because I know when you have those thoughts, it kind of clears your mind and you don't really think about being in the presence of God. So fight back all those thoughts and fight back those feelings, so you can come prepared to be in the presence of God. So yeah, hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. And like I would like to end the programs with saying this, hopefully you guys have a great blessed day, and hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow. So God bless you guys.
Good. God bless you.
Ha llegado el maestro, de él salió virtud, sanidad traerá por este lugar, y hoy libres seremos. Déjate arropar por el manto de Jesús, pasando por este lugar está. Déjate envolver por el manto de Jesús. llegado el maestro. De él salió virtud. Sanidad traerá por este lugar. Y hoy libres seremos. Déjate arropar por el manto de Jesús. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. En ti libre soy, Yahweh. En ti hay liberación, restauración, sanidad. El cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, porque quien lleva el manto ya está en este lugar. Depresión ya no habrá, cadenas se romperán, porque el Espíritu Santo sanará y libertará. El cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, porque quien lleva el manto ya está en este lugar. Depresión ya no habrá y cadenas se romperán, porque el Espíritu Santo ya está. Oh, el cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, porque quien lleva el manto ya está en este lugar. Depresión ya no habrá, cadenas se romperán, porque el Espíritu Santo sanará y libertará. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. En ti libre soy, Señor.
Son las que